And okay, I think we should start now. Okay, hi to our friends here at Zoom. We welcome you to join us. Let me introduce myself. I'm Jeffrey, Education Advisor from Division of Program Promotion, UTAR. Today, we are happy to invite our speaker, Dr. Ao Yong Huini. Dr. Ao Yong is a Dean and Associate Professor from Department of Economics, Faculty of Business and Finance, UTAR. Her area of expertise are behavioral economics, development economics, digital economy, financial risk, health economics, international economics, real estate economics, and transport economics. The webinar duration will take approximately 1 hour, include Q&A session. So now I will pass the floor to our speaker today, Dr. Ao Yong. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. So I will share my presentation slide for today. Today I will cover about what are the potential impacts of unexpected events, and then what are the important elements of the risk management and business continuity strategies. And for recovery, I think now many companies are slowly and gradually open up. So what are the COVID-19 responses? And at the last is how about what kind of risk management tasks or jobs that are demanded by the market. So I'm sharing here is if you could remember in 2011 there was a Thai flood in Thailand, and then Thailand being one of the main automotive industry hub, and it affect actually almost all the main brands, especially Toyota. Okay, especially Toyota, and up for the Thai automobile industry, the average monthly production loss is about 80 to 100,000 cars per month. So it is a big disruption. This is one of the unexpected event is the flooding, and as we know with the climate change, and such and in this year in Malaysia, in Kedah, or in US, in the New York, or in the Netherlands, in Germany. So there are places of the more and more unexpected event may happen. So what the companies need to do to prepare? So this is a summary of the disaster in the 2011. That time is not only the Thailand floods, but also the Great Eastern earthquake in Japan. And then Japan alone is $210 billion. And with the earthquake as well, it not only impacted people and loss of life in Japan, but as well as the impact felt in other countries through the supply chain. Not only the whole product, but the supply chain, the spare part, and other things that also affect other countries. Similar losses felt in like the New Zealand earthquake, or tornadoes, or even floods in Australia. So the loss of the properties, life, okay, so it's not only impacted the businesses and also our normal walk of life. So for this year, this news is not long ago. You could probably you could recall in August, means in last month. So during the month of the July and August, when in Malaysia our vaccination is still in progress. So there are cases the workers or employees in companies also infected with the COVID-19. Some of the semiconductor companies that they have to close down because of some the employees affected with the COVID-19. There are some companies in Malacca, in Kedah. The impact is not only on the local at the state, but as well as for the country, because we lost of the export income, as well as down the supply chain. It impact the automobile making in other countries as well, because in the globalization nowadays, our semiconductors and other spare part also part of the supply chain that also impacting the whole industry in other countries. So therefore, when we've thought about we are suffering with the COVID-19, actually directly or indirectly, our customer, our suppliers, which is not in Malaysia, in the overseas, they may also be impacted. Therefore, this is important now for the country to move onwards for the recovery phase. And in most of the time, there are some of these causes of the disruption to the company operations. It could come from the IT outages. It could be like maybe some of the, let's say, the undersea cable of the communication cable was destroyed, for example, that caused the communication from one country to another country was cut. It could be caused by the adverse weather. Sometimes the heavy rain or thunderstorm also may cause some problems, and sometimes it's the power. Okay, the power also the power cut off, electricity cut off, and sometimes it's due to the cyber attack, or it could be there is some the certain when the we host company hosts our own website, maybe there's attack to our websites. Okay, or some of the maybe some Trojan horse or other viruses that go into our email systems or our information system, so that will cause our the information or the communication with intra company and extra company also affected. Another causes of the disruption could be the loss of talent or skills. Loss of talent, it could be like some of our employees who might be affected by the COVID, or even in normal time, there may be cases that there is illnesses of our employees, or it could be accident happen, or sometimes we ourselves we have to maybe have to take some leave for a while to take care of our family members. Okay, so therefore it raises the issue of the succession plan for any important task of all the jobs in the company, whether there is somebody that can take over if there is the staff are unable to answer to the job at that point of time. And it could be loss of skills, meaning that if the industry overall they move to another stage of the technology, whether our staff are kept pace on par with the industry. Otherwise, if the industry is moving on, we are still behind. For example, now we are talking about I 4.0, but if our staff, our employees, or us, we are still stuck at the I 3.0, then there may be possibility of the company may have suffer some losses in the operations. And as well, it could happen to the transport network disruption, like such as when we have floods. Okay, then maybe there is some stoppage. And also, for example, currently among the sea freight, there are some increase in the freight charges. Part of it is due to the shortage of the containers that causes the disruption in the supply chain by the sea, marine. So what the company can do? So all these extraordinary events or unexpected events, so it will give impact to the governance. Governance, it could be, for example, if there is suddenly there is the system problem, computer system problem, or it could be the power outages, power electricity stop supply. So is there any information or data that is lost during that time? So there is a give impact on the governance. In terms of the financial reporting, so all the financial system is by the system only. If let's say there is some certain period of time, and when there is let's say the computer system cannot be used as usual, do you have any backup system that keep the financial the transaction keep recorded, and then it can be put back to the system later? Is there any of the plan B or the some kind of standby plan? Okay, and economic stability. So there are some is related to our own business plan or some it could be due to the government GDP. So for our own business plan, then it comes to our what are the product and services that we provide to the customer. Are they meeting the latest demand of the market? And then do we have enough choices of product or services for the customers? And next is sometimes it's impact on the sustainability. Okay, sustainability is on the economic side, and it could be on the environmental side. For example, if the company, for example, in terms of the manufacturing, do our operations is friendly to the environment, that there is the company, the discharges do not create problem for the locality, to the local residents. Because as we have heard about, even in the latest in this few months, in the Klang Valley, there are certain areas that river be polluted by companies, and it causes the water supply to millions of the users. So therefore, what is the sustainability of the operation? Because when there is enforcement, then the company may have to close down. Next is impact on this the contract compliance. So there is a like ETD, the estimated time of delivery that we have promised. Okay, so let's say there is some staff on leave. Can the company still deliver on time based on our contract compliance? Then impact on the supply chain. It is both ways. Supply chain means that it's come from upstream from our supplier. Okay, and also of course our sometimes is we have a subcontractor. Okay, and then when we deliver our product or services to our customer, there may be, for example, the transport services. It could be truck services, it could be like the air freight, sea freight that you use to transport, to export your product. Do we have a different provider in case there is a provider A, let's say they couldn't perform their service? Do we have a provider B that always they can stand by to help us to perform our deliveries? Impact on health and safety. So this is especially in terms of the COVID. Do our office environments provide the suitable spaces and the preparedness for the recovery back from the COVID-19? Do we have can we keep the social distancing? Do we have the plan of the frequent disinfection for the plant or the company? In terms of impact on the technology as well, I think for the COVID-19, I think everyone feel the impact that a lot of us, we have to turn online. We have to, for the student, they have to learn from home. Okay, and for most of the businesses is a work from home, and that is itself we have to equip ourselves with the latest technology, and you have to have the equipment. Let's say you need to have a computer, the mobile phone that have those provide those services, or the platform that we can continue our operation. So therefore, we have to think whether do we let the situation control us, or we control the situation. If we can prepare beforehand, or there is a plan, continuation plan, then we might suffer lesser problem compared with other people. So therefore, risk-based thinking is very important. This is also something introduced new into the ISO 9001 Quality Management System in 2015. That the risk thinking we have to consider throughout the systems. Means that we may have a computer system, we have the accounting system, across the system, as well as all processes. It could be from the production, supply chain, delivery. About the likelihood of achieving stated objective is improved, and output is more consistent. Means that if there is some disruption, our output will be still consistent. That is called how we have the risk-based thinking, that we can prepare so that our output is not disturbed if there is an unexpected event, and the customer can be confident that they will receive the expected product or services. It involves like that we can improve our governance, okay, to establish the proactive culture of improvement. Means that it's not firefighting culture. If we do not prepare, then it's a firefighting culture. Or it happened, then we think what to do. But if we can prepare beforehand, then this is proactive culture. And also, it can assist us for the statutory and regulatory compliance. It could be the OSH, the Occupational Safety and Health laws, or it could be the environmental laws, or it could be the local government enactments, and so on. And to ensure consistency of quality of product and services. That's why we mentioned that if we in certain unexpected event, we don't have the plan B, we don't have the emergency plan, then it may affect the quality of the product or services that we provide to our customer or clients. As well, if we can provide and meet our contractual promises of the delivery, then we can improve our customer confidence and satisfaction. So for this kind of risk management, we have to think about the component, in fact, about the people. People means our employees, it could be customers, it could be suppliers. The premises means our buildings. Even you are maybe renting from other people, still our premises. Okay, and processes, what kind of like production processes and accounting processes that involve, and what are the product or services that it will be impacted. And the source of the risk could be strategic risk, means at higher level. It could be, for example, the cash flow. Then it could be the strategic risk, or it could be tactical risk is on certain project. Okay, or it could be operation risk, the normal production process, or it could be compliance risk. Can we still comply with the laws in terms of the safety and health of the people, about environment, about the other compliances? Because the consequences can be in terms of the financially. Okay, whether we have the cash flow, we are able to pay our suppliers. It could be on the infrastructure. Okay, let's say if there is a flood happen, okay, do we have enough preparation in case of the flood, and we can stop those flood from coming our premises, or we can prevent them from destroying our goods in the warehouses. Reputational. Okay, if we do not prepare everything, then the consequences is that our customer or clients will not trust us again. It will impact our reputation, as well as the marketplace. How about the industry wise, whether we are on par with other our companies. Therefore, it will disturb, okay, our operation. It may cause us to lose our employees. For example, COVID, some people may be the victims of the disease or the pandemic, and then our quality of production may go down, and also competitors may take the market share of this disruption. So therefore, importantly, we have something to have prepare for the crisis management in terms of the risk communication. Risk communication means that, are we able to contact, let's say, our workers of different levels? Do you have a contact line, the numbers, email, or phone number of your colleagues, of your customer, of your supplier? Because in terms of the COVID-19, suddenly it is locked down. We cannot go back to the office to retrieve. Do you have something in hand that you can refer back, that you still can keep the communication in place? Okay, and also to address the pressing issue, the immediate issue that we have to engage all the stakeholders. It could be our supplier, our customer, our employees, local authorities, as well as communication must demonstrate that senior management is committed. The commitment from the senior management to support the people to continue provide undisturbed services to the customers. So therefore, in order to have for company to become the disaster resilience, then there must be risk management framework. That it comes two ways. The risk management framework is from the top down, that there are important organization risks, means the company-wide risk that we have to take attention and action, as well as we can also have to perform the business impact analysis, which is from the bottom up, of what kind of the operation risk that may happen. So if you like to know further, there is a risk management 31,000, ISO 31,000 have more about the risk management framework. So this is an example of it. So usually you need to have the metrics to determine the likelihood and the severity. Okay, from the very, for example, for the very unlikely is a green color is a 1, giving 1, and it's very likely to happen, it could be 5 even. And then for the severity, the insignificant could be 1, and then the disastrous could be 25. It could be, for example, it may cause the the life of your employee, then there is a disastrous. So therefore, after taking into information of those events from the organization and operation risks, we need to carry out the risk assessment. Okay, this is one example of it. It could become from the with the threat category of the process, technology, people, and the environment. Okay, for example, in terms of the technology, okay, maybe there is some the damage to the communication services. Whether there is beside the internet, there is any other method of a connect, for example, by fixed line call or others. Okay, for example, in terms of the last one, the environment. Let's say there may be some the theft happen. So what to do? Because this is a likely there is something might happen. Therefore, it the company will have to evaluate the the risk by the severity, concurrence, and level, and then the risk rating could become from the S times O times C. Then come up with a certain score, and then the risk treatment. This is important. Sometimes it's a mitigation. Sometimes you can accept it. You can have no choice. Okay, or you may transfer. Sometimes, for example, you may also buy an insurance to transfer the risk. So there are different area that the company have to think about in total. Therefore, it involves not only from the top management as well as the operation from different people. And give another example in terms of technology. For example, the third from the last is the denial of the service attack. Just now we say that attack from the at the website. So how do we control it? Do we have the team or do we have the firewall to protect? And then in case there is this DOS attack, what to do? Who are the next person to the contact, and so on. So these are the plan that have been in place. So example of the supply chain risk, for example, is for example now actually is experiencing in the all the countries now. Okay, supply chain risk. So therefore, it will happen higher if we have the single sourcing. So therefore, now let's say just now we talk about the semiconductor. So if the company in the past always buy from Malaysia semiconductor, then they may have to source another semiconductor provider from another country. That is the means that we do not rely on single source. To have the alternative source is also one of the your risk action to control, to minimize the risk. Okay, outsourcing, if you have a lot of outsourcing, too many of the outsourcing also, there is a problem because there may be stuck somewhere that if any of your supplier who are you have outsourced the process, if they cannot perform or they cannot deliver product services on time, then you cannot proceed to your next production processes. So these are the action that you have to be careful if we are in this category of like increasing product portfolio, too many type of products, or maybe increasing footprint. You have the too many branches in different state, different country, or extended the global supply chain. You need to have collect the maybe spares from the country A, country B, country C, come to Malaysia, country D, then only can export to country E. So there may be also a higher risk of it, and demanding press time. Sometimes we want to have a very short lead time, but sometimes if a too short, also we don't have the buffer if they happen some the disruption to the supply chain. And sometimes on the linear inventory, because we don't have enough inventory to cover the loss. So therefore, with the business impact analysis, you have the risk assessment, and we have to come up with the business continuity and the business continuity plan. So therefore, the organization will have the capability to continue provide the delivery of the product or services at the predefined level, even after an unexpected event. So with the plan, then we could reduce the risk, and also it happened because we already have the BCP. then we can activate the BCP plan so that we can use it to close down the BCP after the recovery. So this is an example just now for the supply chain risk. Then at the time, so this is especially happened in last year on the 18th of the March when we first at the first MCO. What are the emergency responses? What are the crisis management? Do we inform? How do we inform to our supplier, our customer about the sudden lockdown? Okay, and then now we are come back to the business recovery. So during the past few months we have to do from work from home. Do we have the capability to serve the customer, and then to continue to serve, and then ability to establish a substitute or replacement path, manufacturing capabilities, so that our pre-planning, this pre-planning important is for our success. So at the beginning of the MCO, okay, so therefore there is the communication, because if you're not prepared, then you will suddenly, how to contact to my colleague. They are always sitting next to me, but I don't know the number or the personal email. So therefore, these are the communication trait is very important, that you keep those closely work with you of communication trait, the phone number, the email, and also maybe the private email as well. Okay, Turaya is something if is communication in case of there is a loss of the normal communication. So these are some example. And the EOC is this emergency operation center. So in case of the lockdown, there may be some very key persons still stay in the company, but the rest will be able from home. So therefore, how to establish the communication process? So these are the action plan that if you don't have this action plan in hand, then you will face a lot of problem when implementation, because it involves the people, the asset and process, so that our delivery of product or services is minimized of the disruption to our customers. In terms of the employee risk is whether we have the backup plan. Just how we mentioned that you have the succession plan, another substitute of the each of the people. And now we have to think about the psychology as well, our management of the stress. Okay, and also when we have 50%, let's say 50% deduction of the workforce because of the social distancing, then how we have to keep up with the operation reduction, and then our mobility of the employee. For example, now people may not want to take the public transport, so how do we assist our employee? And then the normal we have to clean up very often and remind everyone to do so. Okay, our other health precaution, whether we need to have the facial even in some certain area as well, and then even the outside of the companies. Okay, and also a lot of companies now also relying on the latest of the smart technologies. So there was the COVID-19 survey by this Federation of the European Risk Management Association. So is among the respondents, 90% of them felt that their organization were either well or somewhat prepared. Means that in Europe, many companies is actually they are somehow prepared for the pandemic. It may be not specifically COVID-19, but it's a pandemic. Okay, and the principal risk management tools used were business continuation plan and also some other preventive measure. And 31% of them say that the pandemic was part of their organization risk register. This is very specifically in the risk register, even in the year before in 2019. And the demand for the risk management will grow because of after this pandemic. So why people may think that to pursue the career in the risk management, because the work may not be boring, because there is a lot of emergency risk come with the technology and then the different events, and also can make different from the common good, because for those who involved in the risk management, you will be helping the people and also the company to restore our property, the premises and the business after the certain unexpected events, as well as a lot of people company are looking for people on the risk management. So the job could be in terms of the risk analyst. This is some entry job, risk manager and risk surveyor, who have to go for maybe the processes, to go for the project, to survey on the respective the project or the processes, and even safety consultant the safety and health officer, so the green book. So at this COVID-19 especially, I think company will look for your safety officer who are the green holder, which I was before, okay, to how to manage the safety and health of the employee when we doing the recovery phase, because it will infect each and everyone, and also their family members might be affected if they are infected with the COVID. Okay, and risk management advisors. Okay, so what they do for the risk manager, they are responsible to managing the risk of an organization. Okay, the stakeholders, employees, customer, company reputation, premises, asset, and the interest of the stakeholders. The risk manager will identify and assess the risk to plan, okay, with some the mitigation plan as well as the business continuation plan, so that to avoid, to reduce or to transfer the risk. So their responsibility is they still have they do the risk assessment, they do the mitigation, they do the planning. They have to explain to the stakeholders, okay, to have this business continuation plan, to improve on this the health and safety measures, and sometimes to transfer risk by buying insurance, to conduct the policy and compliance audit. Means that from the HQ you go to the respective processes or department to conduct the risk audit, to maintain the records, to review any major contracts or internal business proposals. Normally this is some the safety measure or due diligence done by the company, and to build the risk awareness among our staff by providing the training, because it doesn't come to just the leader only. It could be they have to, the risk based thinking have to come from all and every one of the employees. What are the skills required? Okay, so the people should have some analytical skills, look for the detail, because each of the department will submit their risk assessment. Then actually the risk analysts have to question. So you have to use your analytical skill. You have to know about commercial awareness. Remember, we had talked about the financial risk. Okay, then therefore we need to know about the what are the priority. Our main customer, who are our main customer, commercial awareness, numerical skills, planning on organizational skills, ability to understand broader business issue, communication and presentation skills, right? So those in the risk management have to know detail, can talk to the people of the operation, and also can talk to the various stakeholder, can talk to the bosses. Okay, so you need to have a good communication and presentation skills. So therefore they need to plan out the strategy, so that to reduce the damages of in terms of the financial or the physical assets. Overall we call it enterprise risk management. Sometimes in a larger company they may also focus on the financial risk management separately, for example banking sector. So most likely essential for the risk manager are in the banking, insurance, safety, legal, engineering, survey, and so on. And the managers again is involved in the mitigate or remove operation risk, and also to protect against any other damages. So what do you need to have? You need to have knowledge in terms of the risk management, the management or the business study, finance or economics, science, statistics, law. So therefore the education about the risk management, we are taking into the real life examples. Okay, for example, for the social distancing and constant risk management that we have to take, as well as we need to prepare anytime with the BCP, business continuation plan, so that we can mitigate our risk. So in the FBF we have this a new program called risk management. So it's a 3 years program, 9 trimester, and we have compulsory subjects, core subjects, special subject, elective, MPU, research project, and industrial training. So this is an example of the first year subject. And the first year you learn about a lot about the business, marketing, statistic, accounting, as well as the principles of the risk management and insurance. In second year, it is a most important year with a lot of this the risk management areas on the corporate ethic, fraud and compliance in the risk management, introduction to occupational safety and health, enterprise risk management, credit and the market risk management. Because at the end of your second year, you'll be or early third year, you go for the industrial training. You need to have this knowledge before you go for industrial training. You also learn about the operational risk management in financial institution. You do project, and also in the third year, also learn about the crisis communication and the financial statement analysis, international finance, project, and strategic management and project. So this is a briefly about the program.
So we have usually UTAR we have 125 academic programs, which consists of 4 foundation programs, 77 foundation programs, all right, and 4 foundation programs, 77 bachelor program, 32 master program, and 12 PhD program, all right. And before enroll to UTAR, student must be ensured that your English result, for example, in STPM or SPM, must be in credit, okay, before you join us. Right? Otherwise, students are required to attend EEP, English Enhancement Program. Right? So these are the areas of study we have at the moment. Okay. For example, we have a business field, science, engineering, IT, okay, and art and social science. So this is the foundation program we have. We'll take the duration of study 1 year. So this is optional for students to choose whether they study at Kampar campus or Sungai Long campus, except student is going to pick one of the degree program in the future, for example, like architecture, Chinese medicine, MBBS, physiotherapy, nursing, digital animation, game design, game development, then definitely you have to spend your foundation year in Sungai Long campus. All right, and same with the program we have, Chinese studies. All right, you have to spend your foundation year in Kampar campus, and then the rest of the program you can optional choose whether continue your foundation in Kampar or Sungai Long. All right, for example, if you are going to choose a business program, then definitely we will put you in foundation in arts with holding your SPM result. Okay, after that you can join for foundation for 1 year. Then we will put you in management and accountancy stream. All right. So you can have a quick look with our business program we offer at the moment. And most of the business program we offer at Kampar campus, and the rest of the business program like 4-year accounting program, building and property management, global economics, international business program, we all offer at Sungai Long campus. So if you are free, you can feel free to log on to Google and put in this website, study.utar.edu.my, and find out more our program information, such as program we have offer, like program details, career prospect, okay, professional recognition, and also this program structure, entry requirement. Even you can apply on the spot if you are interested. Okay. So most of our business program we offer for these 3 years studies. So the fee will be 41 to 43K. So this is all inclusive with all the miscellaneous fees. And for foundation is 1 year, about 10,000, right? So this is the professional recognition we have in our website. Okay, so no matter you look for what program in UTAR, okay, you can try to find out the professional recognition that the step and the journey that you have to complete before you apply as a professional, right? So besides business program, we have an engineering program, we have a professional recognition regarding actuarial science, for example, logistics and international shipping. Okay, you can find out more in our website. So we talk about UTAR ranking and awards. So for THE World University Rankings in Times Higher Education, THE, in Asia University Ranking this year, we rank 119. For QS World University Ranking, we are in Asia University Ranking 157. All right. And last but not least, to remind, our students may seek a job after they graduate maybe 8 months later, the employability rate is about 97%. So there is no issue for students to seek a job, okay, after they graduate, okay. So one thing to highlight, we have 3 intake in a year. Okay, basically we generally we have January, May, and October, right? This is the UTAR intakes and academic calendar. For example, we have 3 semesters in a year. So you can find out more in our website. So you can see the study week, exam week, or even semester break, okay, in detail. So for student, if you are interested to apply our UTAR program, you can just log on to www.utar.edu.my. Okay, you can point at admission and find how to apply. And then you will see foundation program or even bachelor honors degree program, you can apply online. So for financial aids, information about this like PTPTN, scholarship, student loan, you still can check at our website, deis.utar.edu.my. Okay, or even we have a live chat function here. Okay, so if you have inquiries, you can just seek assistance from our officer. Okay, so this is a top achiever scholarship for foundation student, right? If you are score excellent in SPM, definitely you can obtain scholarship, okay, with 100% or even 50%, 25%, 20%, or 15%, right? And the top achiever scholarship for undergraduate program, if you are STPM holder or maybe you are UEC, you can either get full tuition fee scholarship or half tuition fee scholarship, okay, with the mentioned result. For example, you have 8A in UEC, you can get 100% okay, scholarship. For example, you have UEC 7A, you can get half tuition fee scholarship, right? You can find out more in our website too. So for student loan, one thing to highlight, this is the we offer for foundation and undergraduate degree program with interest fee 0% loans. So this is open for needy student. If you are needy, so you can just log on to our website to find out more and apply for it after you get UTAR offer letter. Okay. So this is the PTPTN info, right? So this is the contact for you. If you need it, you can just snapshot and keep it for your reference. And besides, log on to our website to find out more info and live chat to talk with our education advisor. You can email or even WhatsApp or find us and update our information from time to time at our Facebook account or WeChat or Telegram, right? And once again, thanks for your participation, and thanks again, Dr. Aoyong, who shared the fruitful information with all of us, and we hope to see you again. Stay safe and take care.